following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Let's go, baby.
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on the break.
With Nick Eatman, David Hellman, Ambar Garcia, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Friday, September 20th, 2019, season 15, episode number 48. Welcome to another edition of The Break. We are live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star, and it's our turn to get you guys ready for Cowboys versus Dolphins. You guys ready?
I am ready.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
People think like the big scary games are the ones I don't like. Like
you love these weekends.
Yeah. When you know you're going to win. Say, LSU's playing. When LSU's playing directional state, that's when I'm at my happiest.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to stress out.
Right. That's not often in the SEC.
And definitely not often. It's not often in the NFL, for that matter.
Yeah, definitely not often in the NFL.
Cherish this.
I wonder what you have prepared for this show, because I feel like we've covered everything on Wednesday, Thursday.
We kind of have, and so I'm going to...
Dave scouting report on the defense left out a Taco.
Well, yeah, that's what
We
happens when
haven't
you
talked
do
about
the
that.
show at 11 and the waiver wire hits at 3.
So what do you guys think about that? Taco signing with Miami.
I think the
He
Cowboys
didn't sign with
I'm
Miami.
sorry,
the Cowboys
being
are
claimed
jumping
by-
up and down.
Because they save money?
Yeah, they saved a lot of money. Take the contract. I don't know why they would do that, but they did. Thank you.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, he ain't signing there. He's probably not signing there if he has his choice, if I had to guess.
Right.
So you get him to come. He's a guy that was talented enough to be in the first-round pick. And, yeah,
I think it's weird that he just tweeted out, "Free me" again, like he just tweeted it.
He walked in the building and was like, "Give me my phone. Give me my phone."
Free. I still want to be free.
Obviously, we have a biased opinion of Taco because we've watched his career to this point. But from the out, like if we were the Dolphins or if the Cowboys claimed a guy in that situation, be like, you get potentially 3 years of production of this guy for $1.5 million. That's a deal.
And
I'll take that.
No
all
matter
day.
what he's done, he's a former first rounder. That's what people would say, and they'd be like, "Huh? So let's just see what he does. If he doesn't do anything, he doesn't do anything.
The
But if he does,
expectations
maybe."
automatically revert to zero.
Right.
You're like, well, hopefully he can play like a first round pick, and if he doesn't, no big deal.
Will
So,
he play Sunday?
I just can't imagine.
good question.
I can't imagine that
don't
being
either.
the case.
I don't think he'll want to play on Sunday. I don't
On
think
most
that's
teams-
that's his mentality. to
On
like
most teams, I would say maybe he wouldn't. But on this team where it's clear like they are depleted of talent by their own doing, like they have gotten rid of a lot of their talent, I wouldn't be surprised if they put him out there some. I mean, it's not like a thing where he's been sitting out of football and he's not in shape and ready to play football. He's ready to play football, and defensive end is a position where you say, okay, see the quarterback? Try to go get the quarterback.
Yeah, but he didn't practice all week, and
So he's down there now. He's wearing 96. He was at practice today, but it's a completely different scheme. Like, is he a rush linebacker in that scheme?
That's
is he
true.
a 3-4 end?
Oh, I didn't think about that. They are a 3-4, yeah.
He doesn't strike me as
he's a 3-4
defensive
end.
end.
He strikes me as more of a 3-4 end than a rush linebacker.
Oh,
which
man.
That's not
That's
good for
even
him because that's not
terrible.
what he does well.
And then he'll get one sack, and that'll be a good year. And then, but therefore, that's not what he's getting paid to do.
Yeah, he's not.
You know,
I mean, think about what he's done here. Seems like 3-4 defensive end. That won't be a good fit for him.
Marcus Spears was drafted in the first round, and people think that was a bust because he didn't get a lot of sacks. That's what most people. Because now there are exceptions. J.J. Watt is one of them, but most of the 3-4 ends, your job is to take on a double team, which isn't really good for Taco either.
I don't think of him as a particularly strong guy by NFL defensive lineman standards.
To take on a double team. But he's not agile enough to be this outside rusher that can also stay with tight ends and running backs.
You don't think he could do that? Even if you rush him most of the time?
I know he's technically never played it. I get that, so it's ironic. But like when I think of a 3-4 rush linebacker, I think of Randy Gregory's body type and athleticism, and that's Demarcus Ware's a better example because he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think of Taco being.
I think of him.
He's
as a
long.
4-3
He's just
end.
not.
He's very
athletic.
long. He's not
really athletic.
He's
I should
athletic,
say.
but again, by that standard,
Right.
You know, Von Miller, another one. Like he's not keeping up with Von Miller in a foot race or exploding off the line that
Surely
quick.
the Dolphins didn't do this and claim the money and all that to give them some kind of advantage. right? I mean,
because
he's not a good fit. He hasn't been a good player. He doesn't have a good attitude. He doesn't have a good contract that you claim. So why would
anybody with talent's a good fit on that team right now? Maybe you just get him in the building and maybe
see what happens.
See what he can do. Maybe they'll try him at both.
Yeah.
Good luck to him.
I have a hard time believing he plays. You get one chance to practice today. Mind you, he probably flew into Miami last night. He'll be back on a plane to come here tomorrow. It doesn't seem safe to put him in an NFL game. I know. I mean, he had a training camp. It's not like he's not in condition, but
I would be shocked if he played the whole game, but I would not be shocked if he's out there for 15, 20 snaps just so they can kind of get him in the game.
Welcome to the team. Go rush against Tyron Smith. Good luck.
I do that all the time. Not saying that's going to go great for me, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
It's an added wrinkle of intrigue to an otherwise not very intriguing game.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
What?
Just the whole thing. And like, I kind of feel bad for him, too. It's like, I feel that he's at a point where he wants to show people and, like, shut people's mouth up, But that's nearly impossible to do where he's at right now. Like, I don't see that happening at all. It's just going to be a crappy season for him and that team. It just and the whole move, like you guys said, it just doesn't make much sense to me as to why the Dolphins did that.
We'll see.
The funny thing is, we've beaten it into the ground all week that this is a really bad team. They're not even first in the waiver wire yet because I don't think the new waiver wire doesn't take effect until like week 6. I think.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Where did they pick last year?
11? No.
I don't even remember who they got.
I don't either. But obviously, so it would be the Cardinals were number 1, and the Dolphins are probably they're probably 6. They were top 10. I don't remember for the life of me. Oh,
who did they take?
They drafted Christian Wilkins all the way back at 19, but maybe they traded. I don't remember.
Maybe they traded. Yeah,
but. They aren't number 1 in the waiver priority for another couple weeks until the records have a chance to sort themselves out.
And then they'll be firmly.
They will be firmly number 1 in about a month. Yeah.
All right, let's real quickly run through these inactives and based on the injury report, there were 6 guys that did not practice yesterday. I want to go through those 6. You tell me on those 6. Who do you think may not be able to play this week? And that may tell us all of our inactives. We may have to just add one more to the list. Right?
We can give you 6.
This is easy.
Tavon Austin
out.
Tyrone Crawford
out.
Michael Gallup
out.
Luke Gifford
out.
Antoine Woods
out.
Xavier Woods.
That's
probably out.
Probably out.
Practice.
There's no need to.
Probably out. I don't feel 100% certain, but he's not practicing today. Out.
Okay, so that being said, that'd be 6 guys
Brandon
that would be
Knight.
Inactive, and then you throw in a Brandon Knight and you're
Brandon Knight or Adam Redmond.
And the thing about, I think Knight has been practicing, but I don't think he's been coming back from an injury. I think I would just go with Adam Redmond as being active, and then therefore, you've got some injury concerns with Zach Martin. You have, obviously, Suafilo could play if you need to in the second half. Maybe Looney can get in there and play. Maybe he can play some. I want Connor Williams actually playing most of the game. But, just from a backup standpoint, because you always say, well, this isn't college where you just throw in the backups at the end. You only have 46 players, so not everybody can come out of the game. And but maybe with Redmond, you can get some of your linemen out of there.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, I got a little game for you guys. It's a game called Free to Play that these fans out here can also play and maybe earn a little bit of money. We'll talk about that when we come right back. This is DallasCowboys.com.
Money.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The excitement of Dallas Cowboys football is back at AT&T Stadium.
The place is going crazy in Arlington, Texas.
Don't miss your chance to see the Cowboys live when they host their NFC East rivals, the Eagles, Giants, and Redskins, plus the Green Bay Packers and more.
Elliott works his way through and walks the dog.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Get them before they're gone.
First and goal, quarterback sneak. Prescott pushes up the middle. Touchdown.
Visit DallasCowboys.com to get your tickets today.
Back to the break.
Check out Free to Play. It's a predictive game in the Dallas Cowboys app. You could win some cash prizes up to $10,000. Fans must be 21 or older. You get logged in to play. Download the app for access on game days at DallasCowboys.com/app. You know what? I don't really understand what free to play is, though.
You want me to tell you what free to play is?
Can we talk about it?
Let's talk about free to play. All right. So it is a game.
Nice.
Very
It is a
smooth.
game. It is a game that you can play through our mobile app, Cowboys mobile app. And you go in, there are these questions, and you select the answers to each of the questions. And then
What kind of questions?
Well, we're going to go through that. Actually, I have the first 10 questions. And I think they're actually fun for a week like this because there's not a lot of intrigue in the game itself. But these questions will make you think a little bit, and then you have to make a decision and choose one. And then the fan with the best score at the end of the game, there will be questions you can answer not only before the game, but at each quarter you can answer new questions. The fan that scores the most points by the end of the game, I want to say they can earn $1,000 every week. The grand prize I know is $10,000, but there's some significant money to be earned here, and you don't have to pay anything to get in. You just download the app, you go in, you register.
Only one winner?
There's one winner every week, and then there will be a grand prize winner at the end of the season. So, that being said,
Do you pay to play?
you do not pay to play. That's why it's called free
Free to
to play.
Okay.
There we
Just
go.
confirming. I mean,
Yeah, free to
you know?
play. All you got to do is download the app. All right, so here's what we go. What we're going to do is I got these questions. I got 10 of them. These are questions that the fans will be asking this week, and I want to hear your answers to them, and we'll see how you guys do. All right? First question. How many yards will Dak Prescott throw for against the Dolphins? Your answer options are less than 300, 301 to 400, more than 400.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
If you would have said less than 200, I'm all over
Yeah, I
that.
know.
Yeah, seriously.
The lowest one.
God.
You want less than
I would have
300?
said
Yes.
188.
Yep.
You don't think he lights him up?
No.
This is
No.
going to be like, did you like the triplets, the original ones, Troy Aikman and all that? That's what this game's going to look
Yeah.
like. They're going to run for like 250,
run.
and
And he's out of the game quick.
Dak's going to complete 12 out of 16 passes for 189.
Love it.
189.
They don't
180.
need him. They
The
don't need to do
189.
that. They're going
I
to
said
run at will.
188. Love it. Yes. A?
Yeah, less than
That's
300.
an
Wait,
easy
everybody's
one.
everybody's
That's an
A.
easy one.
Everybody's
Is it A, B, and C? Or
Yes, ABC. Everybody's
all
A.
A.
All right, okay. Which Cowboy will have the most rushing yards against the Dolphins? Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, or Dak Prescott?
Zeke. B.
B.
A, sorry.
A.
Well,
Zeke.
Tony Pollard.
You going Tony?
Yes.
All right.
This one's a good one.
It is.
Okay, because it depends how far they are in the game as far as
Yes.
scoring. What do? Do they just go ahead and let Tony Pollard get in there and just get those, game time and to get him going? So I could possibly see him, but then at that point, who are all the starters?
Oh, on offensive line?
Yeah, who's playing offensive line at that point?
They're
The
going
whole
to play
game?
most of the game. The offensive line's going to play most of the game.
So is Zeke. This is
they're
still
gonna
the
play most of
NFL.
game.
He's
they're
going to
gonna
play
most of the game.
into the third
And they'll
quarter.
rack up. They'll
or
rack
fourth.
up. They'll rack up. The players will probably want to rack up stats here.
If it was all-purpose yards, I would go with Pollard. But rushing, I am going to go with Pollard either way. But I really would like it more if it was all-purpose yards because I think he can do some things.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to kind of have a breakout game.
Young Zeke is going for 130 minimum. this weekend.
Pollard's going for 131.
You know what? I'm going to go with Zeke.
All right, so 2 Zekes, 1
Yes.
Pollard.
You said 300 yards today on cover 4 for rushing. So if you think Zeke's getting 130,
I said minimum. So
Okay.
like if he puts up 160, Pollard puts up 140, Olawale gets 20, Dak gets 30.
somebody's going to come around on a reverse.
They'll find it.
All right.
Yeah. Randall Cobb will probably have like 18 rushing yards. Yeah.
You're talking yourself into it. Yeah, we got there.
Pollard.
All right, what will the Cowboys' longest rush be against the Dolphins? 25 yards or less, or more than 25 yards?
More.
I like more.
We really like it. We want more.
All right, Amber.
I would say more. I mean, if Dak was able to get a 45 last game, I mean, this one against the Dolphins, I would say, more than
Y'all
that.
have no respect for the Dolphins.
No.
Whatsoever.
It's not my job.
102 to 10.
Good point. All right, which Cowboy will have the most catches against the Dolphins? Amari Cooper, Randall Cobb, or Devin Smith?
Out of those 3?
Yep.
Coop.
Most catches, not yards, catches.
Devin Smith.
I would go with Devin.
He's going to play the most. He's going to play the entire game.
2 Devin Smith, 1 Cooper.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody wants to give Randall Cobb any love on that one.
I really like what Randall Cobb brings to the offense, and maybe it'll change. Gallup's not playing and all that, but he did have 5 catches last week. It was only for 24 yards, but point being, I mean, between the receivers and then you got Witten and the running backs, like it just sounds like a tall order for him to lead the team in receptions.
I probably agree.
And without, I know Xavier Howard's out there, but like without Gallup, I think you look even more toward Cooper probably.
I wonder if the Dolphins are going to take a different approach, kind of like the Dion, when Dion used to play the Niners and say, listen, let's go Xavier Howard on Devin Smith and just lock him out like they would do, what Dion would do on Harper. And then you can double team and safety over the top on Cooper, or Irvin in this case. And so you can kind of treat it that way. And when you really have a good shutdown corner, you can just lock out that number 2 receiver.
So let me ask you this question. Do you expect this week the Cowboys are going to stick with going 11 personnel as much as they have, or do you think 12 personnel becomes the
12?
And so in most instances, you think they're going to have a second tight end versus having Devin Smith on the field?
Or Randall Cobb.
Or Randall Cobb. You think Randall Cobb is the odd man?
I think they are. I think they are going to play. I don't want to say like a lot, like 80% or something like that, but it'll be more 12 personnel than we're used to, just from a numbers standpoint.
Yeah,
they only have 4 receivers. You probably don't want to expose more of them to injury than you have to.
Are you asking because you're the host of the show, or are you also thinking about maybe playing Devin Smith on your fantasy team?
No, my dude went off last night. His dude,
DJ Chark.
Chark.
Baby Chark, do.
That's why I picked up
Chark,
to replace Gallup
Sorry.
on both my fantasy teams, and he went off. All right. Anyway, next question. How many interceptions will the Cowboys have against the Dolphins? 0, 1 to 2, or more than 2?
We're sitting here acting like every single component of this game is going to be
right.
easy.
This is going to roll in every category.
It won't be like so. Probably
like that.
I'm going to say none.
You say 0.
I'm going to say they get none.
All right.
Which will be what we're.
That would be
here.
the first time this season they haven't given up an interception. Again,
1 to
right?
2 is so. I mean,
the Dolphins are like turnover machine right now.
Yeah,
I want to say Fitzpatrick has 4,
and who's not playing quarterback
anymore. There's going to be an interception.
anymore.
Cooper Rush is going to go
2.
in there.
Rosen,
yes, Rosen has 2. So I mean, they're both giving the ball away.
The Cowboys picking off the ball.
Oh, Cowboys getting the interception.
Yes, Cowboys getting interception.
Rosen is less likely to play YOLO ball than Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is just like, don't care what happened on the last play. We're going deep, whatever. I don't see Rosen doing that, which we'll be sitting here. Monday, the narrative is going to be like, what's wrong with this defense? They didn't get any picks, or they didn't get enough sack. Like that's what we'll be talking about.
They shut him out. You're like, yeah, but
they still could have done it in.
It won't be me saying it, by the way. It'll be everybody.
I think they
else.
get 1.
You get 1, Amber.
At least, I mean,
Donovan
they better
Wilson
at
will
least get 1.
Donovan Wilson will get a pick if he's.
Is he going to be the guy?
Yeah, he's got the best hands I think out there.
I'm saying, is he going to be the guy that's going to be out there playing?
I'm going to go with 2.
With Xavier out.
All right.
What will create more noise from fans and media? if they don't get any picks against the worst team in the league, or if Donovan Wilson gets an interception.
Heath.
And not Heath, and not Xavier Woods, and
then it's going to become a whole different conversation.
And not Darian Thompson.
I got one.
When Xavier comes back, it's going to be like, okay, who really needs to be sitting now that Xavier's back?
And the Cowboys will say nobody, right. and everybody else will lose their mind.
I got one that'll break the internet.
What's going to happen.
I got one that would break the internet.
What's that?
Did Taco really just beat Tyron for that sack?
Boy.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see that. I don't even want to see that. See what happens with that one. That's not good. I don't like that. All right, next question. How many sacks will the Cowboys have against the Dolphins? 0, 1 to 2, or more than 2?
I'm going to say more than 2.
More than 2. They're going to get after him.
More than 2. They need to. They should. They need to. As much as we've been talking about Malik Collins, Robert Quinn's back to, you would think, free up some attention on Demarcus Lawrence. Christian Covington is a better pass rusher than he gets credit for, and he's starting at nose with Antoine Woods out. They should get more than 2 sacks against this team.
Okay. Amber?
I said yesterday I think Joe Jackson will get one in the second half.
Okay.
Joe Jackson.
This is going to be like the preseason.
I'm going to say, we're talking about a preseason game right now. It's
Tristan Hill, can he get something?
Nobody mentioned him.
I haven't seen him play.
Not since the preseason.
Somewhere in 79.
At least 3.
At least 3, so you think over 2 as well.
Yes.
All right. How many fumbles will the Cowboys force against the Dolphins?
None.
0, 1, or more than 1?
0.
That's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's going to be the black eye on this game, is that they're not going to get any takeaways, because it won't go as perfectly as we're all.
What's the question?
I actually personally think that defensively is going to be the breakout game. Where everybody's like, I said, how many fumbles will the Cowboys force? 0, 1, or more than 1? I actually think defensively this will be a game that we all look at and be like,
4.
Oh, the defense played out of their minds. The offense will still do its thing, but it'll be the defense that you'll be talking about.
If everything we're predicting comes to pass, they're going to win this game like 77-0, and I don't see that happening.
No, but that's my point. I think when it's all said and done, I think the offense probably scores 35 points. I don't think they go crazy. I think they score like 35 points, and I think the defense has an outstanding game. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if the score is 35. But one of those touchdowns is the defense. I think this will be a defensive game where they really just kind of shut them out and just kill them in every way.
I think they force 3 to 4 fumbles. That doesn't mean that they're going to recover them all, because they don't do that. The ball's on the ground. It seems like the other team gets it. So they may only get 1 fumble, but as far as the force goes, 3 to 4.
I hope you're right, because I think they could use the confidence boost going into the next 2 games.
Yeah, they're going to need that in the next 2 games, no doubt. All right, next question.
Look at the baby.
How many sacks will Demarcus Lawrence have against the Dolphins? 0, 1, or more than 1?
1.
I don't even know what you said. What did you say?
How many sacks will Demarcus Lawrence have against the Dolphins?
1.
Oh, more than 1.
1.
1? 1?
1.
1.
It's hard to have multi-sack games in the NFL.
He's having more than 1 this week. No doubt about it. All right.
Okay.
Next question. How many tackles will Layton Vander Esch have against the Dolphins? 0 to 3, 4 to 7, or more than 7?
4 to 7.
More than 7.
Kind of had a down game for his standards, and he's
4, right? Last game.
Yeah, but
more than 7.
More than 7?
Again, I'm with you, Derek. I think this is the one game that the defense comes back and lights it up. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to do this.
Except when you start talking about more than 7. How many times are they going to have a crack at it? Like, I see a lot of 3 and outs.
Just right at
so
the
when
line.
you start talking about the number of plays that they have,
it
might not be a whole lot of plays for them when it's all said and done, because just a lot of 3 and outs, and basically they're just giving the ball right back. And the Cowboys are just running the ball right down the field.
We've seen him do it before against
They're
tougher
pissed.
teams.
There's a lot of fans right now that are old school football fans that are just pissed.
Well,
they're like, you guys don't get it.
Let me just speak for Dave. Let me just say what Dave always says. It's not our responsibility to take the Dolphins serious. We only just go by what we've seen. And what we've seen in the first 2 weeks is the Dolphins are not a good team.
We're also talking about what we've seen for the last 8 or 9 years with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett will get them ready to play. He's not fun like that about talking. He's not going to talk like that, and he doesn't really believe that. He's going to get them as focused as he's ever gotten this team. They will come out and they will kick their ass, because Jason Garrett – He knows that the Dolphins He thinks the Dolphins could win.
It's the absolute best thing about him as a coach. I've said that like 5 times this week, which, it can be frustrating. His consistency can be frustrating a lot of times, but in terms of like, he's not taking this lightly. He's treating it the same as he has every other game he's ever coached.
And the fact that they have not started games well in the first 2 weeks, that's an emphasis there. The defense, what's wrong with they don't have any sacks, they don't have any fumbles. That's going to be an emphasis even more, if that's even possible. So it doesn't really add up well for the Dolphins because Cowboys are way better. Their defense is kind of pissed off, and they're going to be focused as hell to make sure they start fast. And if you start fast, you're on a track to 60.
Yeah, that kind of team, when you start fast on them, they lose hope quickly. Right? And as soon as you get them to lose hope, then you got them and you just run through them.
Our tone has nothing to do with how they will play, nor does where you're sitting on your couch at the moment of a given play. I'm sorry. Right. I know you think so, but it's just not true.
Final question. How many field goals will Brett Maher attempt against the Dolphins?
Oh, wow.
0, 1 to 2.
Anybody else kind of forget he's been on the team? Although he had a dicey extra point. He had a dicey extra point in Washington.
0, 1 to 2, or more than 2?
Field goals.
Attempts.
1 to 2.
Yeah,
1 to 2.
1 to 2.
Yeah.
All right.
More than 2. More than 2. Second half, you might get down there on a turnover, but you're not trying to do a lot. Yeah. What do I have? Yep, I've got 3 in my mind, for my score. Yep. Right.
I like that.
3?
I think, around 3 or 4 maybe.
All right, those are our questions. That is free to play. If you want to check it out, go get the Cowboys mobile app, download it. Once you get in and register, you'll be able to answer your questions, and you can earn some money for free. All right, let's take our final break. When we come back, we'll take some questions from our listeners. If you want to hit us up, hit me up on Twitter at Derek Eagleton, or you can also call us 888-855-2297. We'll take some questions before we end the show. We'll be right back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus!
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store and learn how to buy one smartphone and get a second one on us. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2018.
It's time for Tailgate with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox? The makers of those crazy protective phone cases?
The one and only. They're also wild about protecting parking lot parties from sad drinks. It's why they made Elevation Tumblers.
Rumor around the crockpot is they're made from stainless steel with a copper lining to keep temps hot or cold.
True. They even come in 7 different sizes, up to 64 ounce, the Growler.
I like how OtterBox drinks. Thanks.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Check out all the colors and sizes of their Elevation Tumblers at OtterBox.com.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to the break.
Welcome back. It is the final segment of the break, live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios. At the Star, we're talking Cowboys versus Dolphins. That game kicks off noon this Sunday, Central Time at AT&T Stadium. If you're in the area, check it out. As Dave says, there's never going to be an easier ticket to get probably than this one. I would think. I don't know. There's some tickets available. Go check it out if you can. Mm-hmm. Let's get to some questions that we have from you guys. We'll start first with a phone call from Gordon in Rhode Island. Gordon, what up?
How you guys doing?
Great.
Hey.
Awesome. Great show. I love watching you guys. Amber, congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is the first time in about 20 years my blood pressure has been controlled watching a Cowboy game. And how do we stay focused? We should blow these guys out, but how do we stay focused on not making stupid mistakes or guys not trying to pass those stats or trying to show off? So that's my quick question for you guys, and I'll sign off and listen.
All right, thanks for the call.
All right, I think the answer is, how we doing, guys? Have a good Wednesday. I mean, he's a good football player, and he has been for a long time. I mean, the things you've heard over and over, it's the same. It's the things that the team is hearing over and over and over. And he says it, and I believe this, if they can truly do it, and I believe they do, we worry about ourselves. You don't worry about what the Dolphins are doing over there. If you worry about how to block your guy and how to run this, and these guys hat on a hat and Zeke behind them, they'll run over the Patriots. They'll run over the Packers or the Saints if they do what they're supposed to do. So you do what you're supposed to do, you'll really run over the Dolphins. I think that's really, you keep it simple. You just do what you do. Right. And
Which
it sounds boring, but if you do.
No, it is boring. It's super. That was my point. Is like Jason Garrett can be frustrating to deal with because he's boring by design, but it works in their favor this week because nothing about his approach is going to change. He doesn't give a crap how bad the Dolphins are. Everything about this week has been the same as when they were playing the Saints last year, and it was like the biggest game at AT&T in a couple of years. It's the same.
Again, even what was the last game? The Giants.
Redskins.
No.
Yeah.
Last year, towards the end of the year, the Giants, and you still saw them going at it, no matter what. It didn't matter where they were at in the division and all that. They knew where they were gonna head in. Dak Prescott went in, played pretty much the whole game, and did well. And you saw that they kept the same energy and everything.
And that game, that's a good point, because that game might go down when this whole thing's said and done as one of the most important, meaningless games ever. Because the way Dak played that game and really got his confidence, maybe the team's confidence about him, is that, Zeke is great to have, but when he's not there, I can win a game for you, and I don't care where or who. I can make a great play, a great throw, and all that. But another point to the message that Garrett keeps. He was on the Dolphins staff back in 2005 and 2006. The head coach there, Nick Saban, wasn't a good pro coach. Maybe the best coach of all time in college football. They play a lot of games where they're going to win by 50 points, and guess what? They win by 50 points. I bet you he's harder on them than any other week, and I guarantee he learned that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he learned it there in the Dolphins because they were about as bad as they are now back then, but
they were a little better than that.
Well, that first year they won 2 games.
I thought Saban went like 6-10.
No. Well, because the story goes, and everyone knows this story. If they haven't, it's kind of funny. Saban's walking, some ticket manager, ticket employee walking through the hall and sees Nick Saban, says, "Hi, coach," and he doesn't say anything. Then his assistant sends out an email like 30 minutes later to the whole staff, to the whole organization. If you see Coach Saban in the hall, do not speak to him unless he speaks to you first because he's focused on winning. Which was funny because they only won like 1 or 2 games that year. So it's like, wow.
Garrett.
That's extreme.
That's a little extreme.
He spent a long time.
What's up? We get that.
Yeah. He's Garrett. I mean,
some more than others.
Have you painted today? I'm like, no, coach, I don't have time. I'm kind of busy here. Okay, we'll keep at it. Okay.
Have you painted?
Thanks.
He asks me every time he sees me, have you painted today? I know.
That's more than I ever get. You usually get what's up, or how we doing. But
that's all you get?
Always, forever.
I get like, what's up, Rob?
No. For as much as we try to tie the guy to the 90s Cowboys, I bet you he would tell you that Nick Saban is like one of the, in terms of football, his dad obviously, but in terms of football, like the biggest influence on him as a coach and as just approaching life. Like he talks about Saban a lot. And they've brought in so many Alabama players over his time. That's not a coincidence. And Nick Saban is relentless.
But Saban's a bit extreme. I remember I was talking to a scout. that said to me It's funny. You can tell Alabama guys when you get them in the first interview when they're at the combine. He said they have this look. It's very similar to PTSD. Like they just have this look that's very different than other college football players. It's like they've been through something. They've been through something really, really hard, and it's like that's a whole different level of program than anything else in the country. And I guess the results bear it out. But he's a different kind of coach, and what he puts his guys through is probably much different than most college programs.
Well, and when you think about the influences in Garrett's career, I mean, he's really had a wide range of different guys. Obviously, it starts with his dad. I mean, his dad coached for a long time, and just at the dinner table and all that. And then you get to the point where you're talking about in the NFL, it was Nick Saban, but as a player, he was there for Jimmy Johnson, Switzer and Chan Gailey and all that, but also Tom Coughlin, who, if we know where history is, it started with Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
So even Wade Phillips, you can laugh at what you want, but Wade treated his players like men. I mean, there's a way to treat them in a way. It was different than Parcells. So I think he's just got this wide range of different type of things that he's pulled from, and whether you say it works for or not. These are the games where I think it really matters. Because I was telling Dave this yesterday. Everyone's gotten praise, right? Kellen Moore's great. Dak's been great. Zeke's been great. All that. Well, he hasn't gotten any praise. And I think if he goes out and they do what they're supposed to do and win this game like they're supposed to win, you need to start giving him some praise for this.
I think he deserves praise right now. I mean, I'm a big believer in if you're gonna roast the guy when the team is not playing well, then when the team is playing really well, you better give him credit. Can't go both ways. So I give him just as much credit as I want to give Kellen Moore. I give to Jason Garrett because he is the head coach of this team, and right now they are clicking on all cylinders.
When that change was happening for the offensive coordinator, and we were wondering how much freedom Jason Garrett was going to give Kellen or how involved he was going to be and how concerned, what would be the end result to that. And I give him credit. Like, he has really trusted Kellen Moore to do his job, and I feel like from what I've seen that he has given him a voice and the liberty and freedom to do what he needs to do instead of him kind of taking control and overstepping. I mean, I'm sure he's super involved in everything, but at least you see working together, accepting changes to things that he's not used to, the whole mentality that we keep talking about, this is what we do and this is what we're going to do and keep doing. It's kind of changing a little bit, and they're getting more creative and all that. And Garrett, that's not him. So the fact that we see Kellen Moore being able to do that says a lot to what Jason Garrett is allowing to happen too.
The Patriots, that's a whole different thing, but they have about as enviable a culture as there is in the NFL right now in terms of the locker room they've put together. Allowing Kellen Moore to put his hands on this and shape the offense. To this day, I remain unconvinced that he's like a special game day coach in the mold of a Sean McVay or a Sean Payton. But if you're not going to be that, then what he's done to the culture around here, that counts for something.
Yeah.
A lot, honestly. You got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, there's some coaches that are built to administer the organization. Like our previous coach, Mac Brown at Texas. I don't think he was the greatest game day coach. I think he was really good at finding the right kinds of assistants, coaching his assistants, and then letting them do their jobs. And then that turned into a lot of wins. And I think Jason may be a similar kind of guy that he knows how to build a culture. He knows how to put the guys that are in place. Because you said that maybe he's changed in letting Kellen Moore. I actually think he's doing the same. I think he allowed the previous offensive coordinator to do what he did, good or bad. He allowed him to do it his way, and it ended up being something that ultimately got him fired. But at the end of the day, I don't think Jason necessarily stepped in and tried to just kick him out of the door. He let him kind of run the offense.
But it's a copycat league. We know that. And younger offensive minds doing things different. The college style sort of works still if you do it in different ways, especially with the quarterback that you have. So I think that they've adapted to that, and it's been good. But you know what? The part about Jason Garrett is that all this culture and all this stuff is good. And even Jerry Jones is kind of at that point now that all this is good. But you have to take a next step. Because if you're not improving, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And at the end of the year, this team has got to be better. This is a team that needs to go into the playoffs and win.
And let's take it full circle. They should, and I think will, win this game on Sunday. It's 3 games against 3 pretty bad teams.
Let's see where it goes.
I ain't crowning anybody anytime soon.
All right, so we only have a minute left. Let's go ahead. We know everybody's picking the Cowboys, but let's get some scores here. I want to see how many people think they're going to cover this thing. I think the line right now is at 21. Is that right, Nick?
Yeah, I think they cover in the first half. I think they cover in for halftime.
What's the final score?
37-7. I've got some of the things that I said. Pollard. I got Tony Pollard scoring 2 touchdowns. One would be too easy. I got him scoring 2 touchdowns. I got my man Joe Jackson getting a sack. And I think Devin Smith has a big game. I think I do. I hope so. 37-7.
I do think they cover. It's not Jason Garrett's way. Having just praised him, it's not his way to do what the Ravens did, though. Like 59-10, I can't see that. I've got 38-10. They're giving.
I had 38-9.
Oh, so 3 field goals. Okay. I think
they're gonna miss a.
I don't think the touchdown will come in garbage time. They'll probably give it up in regular time, and people will be really concerned about it, even though they scored 10 points.
Maybe the first score of the game.
Yeah. I mean, the way it's been the first 2 weeks.
Cowboys Eagles 1983.
Huh?
That's what happened.
Okay.
Passing game's going to take a back seat because they won't need it. The Dolphins are giving up 200 yards on the ground. Zeke's going to eat. Tony's going to eat. Olawale might even eat. Yeah.
A lot of eating. We'll be eating.
We will be eating.
38-10.
The whole game. Yeah.
38-10.
All right, Amber.
Let's go.
I already said it. Very
Where's that
simple.
score?
Give us something much. 38-9.
I know. I think that the Dolphins will get a touchdown and then be able to get a field goal in there. And, the defense is going to still be able to kick it up. I think we'll be back here on Monday speaking of how this defense looked and how this is what we need going up against the Saints and all that. So, it should be, I hope it is, though, a relaxing game. But I'm hesitant to say it because as soon as you start feeling relaxed, that's when they come and slap you in the face to wake you back up. So we'll see.
I think it'll be similar to you guys. 34-6 is my final score. I think this is a defensive game. I think defense just completely just frustrates them, puts them out of the game, and pretty much most of the game there is nothing. They don't get anything moving. The offense will do what they want to do, but I think this is a defense game. When we come in Monday, we'll be talking about the defense and how dominant they were. That'll be the story of the game.
They're not going to cover. Like, they're going to win, but now that we all just said that, they're not going to cover.
That's the NFL.
How can they not?
I don't know.
They're not going to be held under 21 points.
You know why? Because Garrett has won plenty of games by 20 or more points, but we've never seen him just continue to pour it on. And by the fourth,
it won't be
by the fourth quarter, it's going to be 38-10, and Rosen's going to lead them on a couple scoring drives and all. Yeah,
they will cover. I think 21 is actually an easy play this time. It really is.
It should
for
be.
an NFL game to be an easy play. That's crazy.
They get 31. They get 35 against the Redskins, against the Giants. They just do what they do. If they just continue to do what they do, they're going to get to 35, 38, and I don't think they can get to more than 17.
They should cover, but it would
that
be
lady
just like
is
the
very
NFL
strange.
if they didn't. Yeah, it's a strange lady.
Strange lady.
Strange lady.
All right, guys, appreciate you joining us. We'll be back Monday. We'll tell you what went right, and hopefully, I don't know if anything will go wrong, but we'll talk about all that on Monday. Till then, for Nick Eatman, Dave Hellman, Amber Garcia, I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!